Hey folks, welcome you all to a new video. This is CA Ganesh Bharadwaj and belated Diwali wishes to each and every one of you. I hope you guys had a really good time enjoying this Diwali with your family members. So a couple of days back, the CA Inter September 24 attempts results were announced and my heartiest congratulations to all those who could get through or who got a favorable result in the recently declared results. Now, this video is predominantly for the students who are planning to appear for the Jan 2025 exams, either because they couldn't get through in the September 24 attempt, or maybe some students would have got through or they would have cleared one group and they are planning to write the other group in Jan 25. Or there is a third category of students whose first attempt itself lies in Jan 25. All the three categories of students, to put in short, as on date, if you have your exams coming up in Jan 2025, irrespective of the reason, then this video is for you. Now, in this video, I am going to prove right in front of you that whatever is the remaining time available, the 2 months, even if you start from the scratch today, right? When I say from the scratch, maybe you have not prepared at all, and even if you are starting today, you will be able to clear your at least one group for sure. You can definitely clear even if you're starting from the scratch right now. And trust me guys, I am going to prove this right in front of you by giving you guys a study plan. In fact, about 10 days, 8 to 10 days back, I posted the last 75 days study plan and I showed you guys that look, you have a lot of time. It just depends on how effectively you're going to use your time. I broke it down into the total number of hours available per subject and all. The same study plan, the same Excel file is what I'm going to show it to you today, adjusting for the remaining time available. And still guys, it is not too late. Have this in your mind. It is not too late even if you start from the scratch today. But if you postpone it, then the time will become a constraint. Today, if you start, time is still not a constraint provided you use your time effectively, right? So in this video, I am going to discuss two important aspects. I am breaking this video into two. One is the first component of this video is about what next. So what are you going to discuss here? A few ground rules that you need to know. These are certain things that you should never compromise on, the do's and don'ts basically for the next 2 months of your preparation, right? That includes some portion of self-motivation, which I'm going to share with you guys. And then I will be moving on to the second part of the video where I will be discussing with you the post-result study plan. And that is the reason why I timed this video after the results and after the Diwali celebrations also, so that the festival mood and all these things are now settled down. Because look, festivals are very important to be celebrated. Your exams, attempts are all that. 1 or 2 days, yes, that is very much important. You need to get that time and spend with your family. That's very important. That is the reason I'm timing this video post Diwali celebrations, so that right now it's time to get back on track and focus on your future, right? So now, starting with the first segment of this video, what next? Now guys, maybe some of you might have failed in this in the recently declared results, the September 24 exams. Maybe you were not able to get through in your latest attempt. Now, sir, I'm demotivated. I've been receiving messages again about this as well. Sir, I'm feeling demotivated. I don't know what to do. In fact, some people, they have written attempts, multiple attempts. Some people, they have just written their first attempt for the first time in September and they couldn't get through. Only I have one straightforward message to all of you guys. Life is like a game of boxing. Defeat is not declared when you fall down. Defeat is declared only when you refuse to get up. Right now, you have just fallen down. To get up or not is purely your own choice. It's your own making, and it fully depends on your determination, your willpower, and most importantly, how effectively you plan to use the remaining time available, right? Now, it is fully your choice as to how you want to define your future. Past cannot be undone. Whatever has happened, right? Future is still in your control. The remaining 2 months that you've got right now, make sure that you set aside your past. Whatever has happened, you just deal with it and you just set it aside. Right now, focus on the right track and make sure that you are making whatever didn't happen in the last attempt. You make sure that you're making it happen in your Jan attempt, and you make sure that you're going to get through here. Fine. Now, if you don't trust me, let me share one story. And this story is about a person who is right in our field. That is, it is about a girl called Shaili Chowdhury, right? She got her All India first rank in a CA final in May 2015 attempt, and in November 2014 attempt she wrote CA final both the groups and she failed, and in the very next attempt she wrote and she not just cleared, she topped the nation, right? CA Shaili Chowdhury, the All India first ranker of May 2015 attempt in CA final, that too not intermediate, and in her intermediate again she took quite a few attempts. Now why am I sharing this story with you all? Guys, your past is not an indication of your future. Whatever has happened, and that's about it. If someone is giving you, or if someone is branding you that, look, this guy is a failure or this girl is a failure, it is just their perspective, their choice. It doesn't define who you are. Yes, you have failed. So what? Your future depends on how productively and effectively you are going to use the remaining time that is left in front of you, right? So if you have failed, it's okay. Deal with it and just keep marching forward. That's why I keep telling this again and again. Your comeback should be stronger than your setback. Just imagine what would have been the mindset of the All India ranker that I was talking about, Shaili Chowdhury. She failed in both the groups in November 2014 attempt, right? And people would have lost hopes on her, just like many of us. If we fail, even I'm not a first attempt CA, I have also failed many times in my finals, right? Fine, people do lose hope on you. But look at what had happened in her mind. She had the determination, she had the confidence that, look, I will make it to the top, and she made it happen, right? That's why there's one more thing that I keep telling you guys. Work hard in silence. Let your success make all the noise, right? You need not go around telling people the kind of work that you put in. The results will speak much louder than anything else, right? And you guys have a really bright future. You do have it, provided you make the best use of whatever is the time that is left in front of you, right? Now, sir, we are actually losing motivation. We are feeling demotivated. Now, stop doing this one thing. Stop watching this motivational videos. Here and there, it's okay. But trust me, guys, when I face some repeated failures in my CA final, when I used to do that, I used to look motivational video. The best thing about motivational video is it really motivates you to watch the next motivational video, and you keep doing this on a loop only to realize that you have watched a series or a web series of motivational video and you have ended up wasting about 2-3 hours solid of your time, right? If you watch a motivational video, what will happen is it will give you that little kick, and that little kick will help you to maybe perform well, or maybe sit and study for maybe 1 or 2 days. After that, once again, you will lose your motivation and you will figure out what you want to do. Now, trust me, guys, the biggest motivation is self-motivation. Just imagine why you ever signed up for this course. Yes, this course is actually not tough. It is for tough people, right? Now, just focus. You are not going to be someone who can be defeated that easily. Just you are faced with challenges and you just have to keep marching forward with all these challenges each and every day, right? Okay, fine. Something has not worked your way. It's okay. Now let's improvise the plan and make it happen in the future. As simple as that, right? Have the self-motivation. You will definitely be able to make it to the top. And most importantly, do not worry about what is going to be your Jan 25 attempts result today. Right now, you focus on the process, not on the results. If you do your process really well, the results will automatically be taken care of by itself, right? That is one thing that I wanted to tell you. The second part of it is about your planning and execution. Many students have seen they plan really well. They even micro planning they do, like which day, which chapter they want to do. All those things are fine. But how far are you able to execute it? Yes, you have planned it, but are you able to execute it? Sir, I'm not able to execute. The main reason is time management, right? I will come to time management in the study plan where I'll be giving you a schedule every day, what you need to do. But coming back here, more than planning, the execution is very much important. When we are planning, we are highly motivated, but you need to have the same level of motivation even during the time of execution. So don't go on a spike of high and low. Be level-headed, and when you are planning, be conservative, and when you are executing, try to not deviate, and if at all you deviate, maybe you should make up for it in the next day. This is what you need to do. You had planned to study for 12 hours a day, but you could study only 8. What you need to do, maybe in the next 2-3 days put together, you make up for this 4 hours of loss, right? Maybe something like this you need to do, only then you will be able to make it, right? The simple reason is we all are very good at, we all very good planners, but when it comes to execution, somewhere we all fall back, right? That is something that we need to improvise on. And the third and the most important thing in this segment that I want to share with you all is about conceptual learning. Sir, only 2 months is left, sir. So I just want to somehow clear, and somehow I just want a shortcut, and somehow I just want to mug up. I am sorry, it is not going to work out, right? You know what? 2 months seems, if I say 2 months, it seems like, oh, it's a very short time. But if you break it down into number of hours, which I'm going to show it to you right now, then you will feel that, okay, so you still have quite some time, and using which you can do some productive things as well. Right now, when it comes to shortcuts, it will definitely not work out, especially ever since the May 2024 attempt came in. That is when your new syllabus was introduced, right? Ever since all this case study based MCQs came in, it is fully and fully conceptual, and conceptual learning is the smartest way to crack your CA exams. Trust me, guys. For example, what I do in my lectures is that now, more than anything else, I focus on concepts. No need to mug up even a single formula in costing and FM. At least for the subjects that I do, I make sure that you need not mug up any formulas. And most importantly, the type and the variety of questions that you cover should be in such a way that you are self-sufficient or you are self-reliant for your exams. In the exams, definitely 1 or 2 new questions will be created. This is the trend in the last 2-3 attempts. Institute has been doing it. Now, when they do it, you will be able to handle all those last minute surprises, because now you have the concepts with you. You have the conceptual understanding using which you can just go and nail it in your exams. So the third message that I want to share with you all here is regarding your conceptual learning. Do not go for shortcuts. Guys, why you feel that, sir, I don't want to learn conceptually? Because you feel you don't have time. Now, I'm telling you, you still have time, provided you start it right now. Now, the first thing that you need to do is start right now, trust the right process, and you will be seeing the results for yourself, right? So that is about the first segment of what next. Now, let me go to the actual post-result study plan. Now, guys, your Group 1 exams starts on the 11th of Jan, and your Group 2 starts on the 17th of Jan 2025, right? Now, this study plan I have prepared till 8th Jan, right? And I'm recording this video on the 2nd of November, right? The 2nd of November. So now, let's say you are starting tomorrow on the 3rd of November, or maybe when you are starting 4th, 5th, 6th, whenever it is, at least in the first week of November. Accordingly, you can change the number of days remaining in November. So I have assumed that you're starting on the 3rd of November. In November month, you have 28 days left. In December, you've got 31 days, and in Jan, you've got 8 days left. So you have a total of 67 days, even if you start today. And from that, let's reduce 10 days as a whole, right? This 10 days could be a break, or maybe you want to do something, or you were not able to be that productive. Now, when we are planning, we need to be conservative. I'm reducing 10 full days here. You are left with 57 days right now, right? And in a day, you are studying 12 hours. You still have 684 hours left for you to go and appear your Jan 25 attempt. Suppose you are appearing only for Group 2. In that case, add 7 more days. You still have that more time, right? Accordingly, you still have more time. If you're writing Group 2, you still have much more time as compared to the students who are writing both groups or the first group, right? Now I've just broken this down further. Now, let's say, even if you want to watch a regular lecture, no shortcuts, I'm saying conceptually you want to learn, you want to invest some time in watching lectures, right? And assuming that you want to do for all the subjects in a group, right? Ideally speaking, 1 or 2 subjects, you generally 2 months before your exam, maybe 1 or 2 subjects you might want to watch lectures. Or maybe if you are a person who feels that you want to watch for all the subjects in a particular group, even then it's fine. Now, per subject, generally, the total regular lectures will be for 150 hours, right? In practical subjects, it might be slightly more. In descriptive subjects, it could be slightly less. So, offset, I'm saying on an average 150 hours. Per group, the total lecture watching time itself is going to be about 450 hours, right? So, now if you do that, out of the total 684 hours you've got, 450 hours goes to watching the lectures, and you're still left with 234 hours of revision time. When I say revision, revising the lectures as well as practicing. That is for subjects like costing and FM. Obviously, you need to solve the past exam questions and all that. Only when you put your pen on the paper and solve, you will get that practice, and only if you get the practice, you can actually clear your exams. Have this in your mind. This is predominantly applicable for practical papers like costing, FM, accounts and all that, right? So in that case, to put it short, per subject you have 150 hours of lecture watching time. That is basically 450 divided by 3, and 234 divided by 3. Per subject you still have 78 hours. After watching the lectures, you still have 78 hours of revision time. Or in other words, per subject you have 228 hours as a whole. Now tell me guys, is this not enough for you? Even if you were to watch the lectures, you still left with 78 hours, right? Now 228 hours per subject, even if you're starting from the scratch today, guys, this is absolutely sufficient. And this is the assumption. I'm doing this with the assumption that you are literally starting from zero. But ideally speaking, you will definitely have some knowledge or the other about the subjects. 2 months before the exam, you only feel that you don't know anything, but you will definitely have some knowledge or the other regarding the papers. So even on the conservative assumption that you're going to start from the scratch, 228 hours as a whole you have got per subject. Now tell me guys, what more do you want, right? No excuses. You still have a lot of time right in front of you, but all these things you will be able to do provided you are clocking 12 hours a day, right? Sir, no sir, I'm going to clock only 10 hours a day. Fine, then let's see if it's going to be for 10 hours a day. 1 second. So let me just see. Yes, I'm just changing this to 10. In that case, what happens is per subject you will be having 190 hours. 1 second. Per subject you'll be having 190 hours, right? And you'll be left with a lesser revision time of just about 40 hours, right? But 12 hours a day, 2 months before your exams, I think it would be ideal for sure. Now, the question comes, sir, how can we sit and prepare for 12 hours a day? Guys, it is possible. It is possible. This is where the time management comes into picture. This is the same schedule that I shared a few days back. That video will be more detailed regarding the schedule. Now, maybe if you want, you can pause this video and take a screenshot of this. Now, every day, you just, with sufficient breaks, if you plan it in a certain way, you will be able to clock 12 hours every single day. And as I always tell you, a day starts not at the starting of the day, but it will actually start. How productive your day is going to be, it depends on the day before, that is the night before, right? So plan the next day on the previous night, go to bed at 9 p.m, wake up at 5, take half an hour for getting ready, right? First 5:30 to 7:30, you take the first slot, right? You study for 2 hours, right? Then 8 to 10, another 2 hours. Then 10:30 to 12:45, you get 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then 1:45 to 5 p.m, this slot is a never miss, because this is the exact time during which you're going to appear for your exams, right? This particular timing, you please don't miss it. It's very, very important. This 3 hours and 15 minutes, you have no other option. Every single day right now itself, you start practicing in this 3 hours and 15 minutes. Be productive, right? Don't go to sleep, especially be productive, right? Try to do some numerical or maybe even descriptive papers, whatever it is, or a mix of two. That's absolutely your choice. Whatever suits you well, you do it, but please do it. That's the most important thing. This 3 hours and 15 minutes, you sit together, I mean, within a stretch without any breaks in between, because that's how your exam condition is going to be. And apart from that, one more slot between 6 to 8:30, 2.5 hours, that comes up to a total of 12 hours every single day, right? And sir, without any sufficient breaks, of course, I've given you breaks in between. Apart from that, weekly, you can even take 1 day off. That's why you remember, I removed this 10 days at the beginning. I removed this 10 days at the beginning. Second. Yes, this is the reason why I removed this 10 days at the beginning, right? This 10 days is actually a break days. Maybe you can take it as off every week, or accordingly based on your convenience you can plan it. But guys, this is what it is. You've got 228 hours per subject. Even if you were to watch a regular lecture fully, still you have so much time, about 78 hours per subject, to revise and practice, and before you go and appear for your main Jan 2025 exams, right? This is a schedule that I want to share with you all. Trust me guys, time is not a constraint, provided you start early right now. At least by this week, in the first week of November, for sure you settle down and you start, right? Because the clock is ticking. If you just keep on pushing it later, it will only postpone your attempt also. Please don't do that. Right now you have sufficient time. Patiently, even after taking one day off every week, and that too in a day with sufficient break, you still have about 228 hours per subject. That is more than sufficient to crack your at least one group. For sure you can crack in your Jan 2025 attempt if you are a person who is planning for both the groups. Now I have only one thing to tell you. First, take all the subjects in one group, right? Prepare for it fully, right? And by the time you finish all the 3 papers in one group, right, now you just see the remaining time left and you plan accordingly whether you will be able to appear for the next group or not, right? And then you rework your plan and do it. Suppose by the time you finish all these papers of you're planning to write both the groups, you register for both the groups, no problem, right? But you want to start with group 2 and you are starting your group 2 preparation right now, right? And by the time you finish your group 2 preparation, you've almost reached the end of December. Now you can't start group 1 and appear for both the groups. Now what you do? Fine, it's okay. You attempt only for group 2 in Jan 25, clear it, and then move to group 1 in your May attempt, right? Else, what some students do is they pick one subject from one group, another subject from another group, and they try to parallelly mix it. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way, because by the time you hit December end, now you will have a feeling that I have not prepared properly for either of the groups. Either what you will do is you will go write the exams, you will not be able to perform well, or maybe you will end up skipping the attempt. Either of the case is not ideal. That's why I say, even if you are a student who is registered for both the groups or who is planning to register for both the groups, take one group preparation, finish all the subjects in a group. Then by the time you finish, look at the remaining time available, right? And then decide whether you will be in a position to write both the groups or you will be writing only one group. So the decision of actually sitting and writing both the groups or not should not be taken today. It should be taken after you complete your preparation of one group. This is what I always suggest my students, right? So I hope you got some clarity in this video, right? So on that note, I am signing off in this video. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you all so much. Have a great day ahead.